In 2003, the BBC conducted a poll in which they asked viewers to submit votes via telephone, SMS, or on BBC Online to decide which British sitcom TV series are the best of all time. In this video, we'll be taking a closer look at the top 10 British sitcoms that viewers indicated were their favorites. Keep watching to learn which classic series managed to clinch the coveted top spots in the BBC's historic poll. Number 10. One Foot in the Grave. Written by David Renwick, this sitcom consisted of 6 series, each comprised of 6 half-hour episodes. There were also a total of 7 Christmas specials that aired throughout the series' decade-long run between 1990 and 2000. The series follows the exploits of Victor Meldrew, played by actor Richard Wilson, and his patient wife, Margaret, played by Annette Crosby. Throughout the series, Meldrew is seen battling a long series of troubles, the majority of which he brings upon himself. The show is set in a small, unnamed town in southern England. After taking involuntary early retirement, Victor's numerous attempts to keep himself busy often get thwarted by crummy luck, misunderstandings, and a whole horde of other issues. Despite being somewhat controversial at times thanks to its dark humor, the show received several awards, including a BAFTA for Best Comedy in 1992. Number 9. The Good Life. This sitcom ran on BBC One from April 4, 1975 to June 10, 1978. It was created and written by John Esmond and Bob Larby. The show starts off with a 40-year-old plastics designer named Tom Good having a midlife crisis. Throughout the series, we get to see how Tom Good and his wife Barbara experience joy and setbacks while attempting to escape the rat race of modern life while simultaneously trying to become fully self-sufficient in their suburban home in Surbiton. The series starred Richard Briers and Felicity Kendall in the lead roles and enjoyed consistently high rankings with viewers throughout its run. Number 8. Open All Hours. This sitcom was created and written by Roy Clark. It aired in 1976, 81, 82, and 85 for a total of 26 episodes in 4 series. Originally developed from a pilot broadcast in the anthology series 7 of 1 in 1973, Open All Hours was set in a small grocer's shop in South Yorkshire. The owner of the humble establishment, Arkwright, played by Ronnie Barker, is a stingy, middle-aged man with a stutter who has a gift for selling things. Arkwright's nephew, Granville, played by David Jason, is his errand boy, even though he'd rather be doing other things. Throughout the series, Granville constantly blames his lackluster social life on his demanding work schedule. Across the street lives a nurse named Gladys Emanuel, played by Linda Barron. Most of her time is devoted to her profession in addition to caring for her elderly mother. Arkwright wants nothing more than to one day marry Gladys, but she repeatedly resists his advances. In later episodes, however, it's explained that Arkwright and Gladys are engaged, but the wedding keeps getting delayed due to the advanced age of Gladys's mother, who, mind you, absolutely despises Arkwright. While Gladys can be a bit short-tempered when dealing with her fiancé, she remains concerned for his and Granville's well-being. Number 7. Porridge. Porridge was written by Ian LaFrennais and Dick Clement and starred Ronnie Barker and Richard Beckinsale. It aired on BBC One from 1974 to 77, running for 3 series and 2 Christmas specials. A feature film based on the show was also released in 1979. The sitcom's plot revolves around 2 prison inmates, Lenny Godber, played by Beckinsale, and Norman Fletcher, played by Barker, as they serve out their lengthy sentences at the fictional HMP Slade in Cumberland. The show's title references not only the traditional breakfast served in British prisons, but also a popular 1950s slang term for a prison sentence. Porridge received critical acclaim and is widely considered to be one of the best British sitcoms to ever hit the airwaves. Number 6. Yes, Minister. Written by Jonathan Lynn and Anthony Jay, this political satire sitcom was comprised of 3 7-episode series that were first aired on BBC Two from 1980 to 84. A follow-up sequel series, Yes, Prime Minister, ran for an additional 16 episodes from 1986 to 88. The series is set in the private office of a British cabinet minister in the fictitious Department of Administrative Affairs in Whitehall, London. The series' main character, Jim Hacker, played by Paul Eddington, faces various problems and struggles to formulate and implement policies. His efforts to enact department changes and other legislative decisions are constantly opposed by the British civil service. Hacker's main antagonist remains his permanent secretary, Sir Humphrey Appleby, played by actor Sir Nigel Hawthorne. While Appleby is constantly thwarting Hacker's plans, his principal private secretary Bernard Woolley, played by the Basil Brush show's Derek Folds, consistently finds himself caught between the two. Almost every episode ends with a variation of the title of the show being spoken as an answer to a question posed by Hacker. Number 5. Fawlty Towers. Broadcast on BBC in 1975 and in 1979, this sitcom, written by Connie Booth and John Cleese, consisted of 2 series of 6 episodes. The series is set in the titular Fawlty Towers, a fictitious hotel in the seaside town of Torquay along the English Riviera. Basil Fawlty, played by Cleese, is the short-fused, arrogant, put-upon manager of the hotel. The series' plot focuses on the misadventures and mishaps of him and his snarky wife Sybil, as well as their employees Polly Sherman, Chef Terry, and waiter Manuel. Polly often is the voice of reason and peacemaker, while Manuel is someone who struggles with the English language and is often the butt of jokes thanks to his bumbling ways. Fawlty Towers has appeared on numerous critics' lists of the best British television shows of all time. The series won a BAFTA for Best Scripted Comedy in 1976 and 80. In 1980, Cleese won the British Academy Television Award for Best Entertainment Performance. Number 4. Dad's Army. Dad's Army is a British sitcom that revolves around a ragtag band of Home Guard volunteers as they prepare for an imminent invasion by the Germans during World War II. The series was created by David Croft and Jimmy Perry and aired on BBC One from the 31st of July, 1968 to November of 1977. The show ran for 9 seasons with a total of 80 episodes. There was also a Dad's Army film that saw release in 1971. It starred British actors like Arnold Ridley, Arthur Lowe, and John Laurie, among others. Dad's Army was a sitcom heavily influenced by British pop culture, and its characters as catchphrases became widely known. For example, Captain Mainwaring's "You stupid boy" catchphrase was listed by the Radio Times magazine as being among the 25 greatest put-downs on TV. The series regularly gained an audience of 18 million viewers and is still shown on TV throughout the globe. Number 3. The Vicar of Dibley. Airing on BBC One from the 10th of November, 1994 through January 1st, 2007, this British sitcom is set in the fictional village of Dibley in Oxfordshire. When Dibley's elderly vicar dies, the congregation members in Dibley are dumbfounded when they find out that a woman has been assigned to their parish. Geraldine Granger, played by Dawn French, is the new vicar. Granger is an outgoing, over-the-top, all-around, fun-loving woman who is both deeply caring and devoted to her flock. Despite her best intentions, her vivacious ways aren't immediately received warmly by the head of the parish council, an old curmudgeonly gentleman farmer who's not keen on change. Throughout the series, humor and hijinks ensue as Granger tries to win over the more old-fashioned council members while striving to stay true to herself and her congregants. Number 2. Blackadder. Set in England in 4 different historical periods, Blackadder is a series of period British sitcoms that originally aired on BBC from 1983 to 89. The star of the show was Rowan Atkinson as the anti-hero Edmund Blackadder. He's assisted by Tony Robinson's character Baldrick, who does most of his grunt work. Throughout the 4 series, Edmund constantly schemes to seize the crown from his father and brother. Blackadder not only was ranked at number 2 by the BBC's Britain's Best Sitcom poll, but it also ranked as the 9th best television show of all time by Empire magazine. Number 1. Only Fools and Horses. This comedy series follows 2 brothers, ambitious market trader Derek Del Boy Trotter, played by David Jason, and Rodney Trotter, played by Nicholas Lyndhurst, from the working-class Peckham estate in southeast London, as they try out various schemes in their attempt to strike it rich. Throughout the series, we see Del Boy and Rodney go through various highs and lows as they try to wheel and deal with a variety of dodgy characters in the hopes that their efforts eventually pay off. The series originally aired on BBC One from 1981 to 1991, with an additional 16 Christmas specials that aired until 2003. Not only was the show critically acclaimed, but it also struck a chord with audiences who couldn't seem to get enough of the Trotter brothers and their adventures. Only Fools and Horses received honors from the National Television Awards, BAFTA, and the Royal Television Society. In 2004, it was voted Britain's best sitcom of all time. Now it's time to hear from you. Which one of these shows was your favorite? Let us know in the comments section below.